Hi, it's Karol, and this is the last tutorial in the TrueWrite Rig series, Cache and Export. Two tools, both from the studio version of the plugin, both very practical in real production. A real-life scenario. You're working on a commercial animation. You set up the path, suspension, drift, everything. You show it to the client and the client says, yeah, this is it, I like this. The suspension reacts great, don't change anything. Anything. Okay, but the camera still won't record itself. You need to do 16 shots, render it in movie render queue, and every render recalculates the physics from scratch. And sometimes, microscopic differences in frame timing cause the body to shutter slightly differently than in the preview. The client will notice. The clients always notice what they weren't supposed to notice. And this is where cache comes in. You turn bake cache. The rig calculates the physics of the entire timeline and saves it to DataAssets frame by frame. The rig isn't calculating physics, it's playing back recorded data. Every render looks identical. Client is happy and you are calm. Simple as that. In the content browser, press right mouse button and search for DataAsset. Search for Vehicle Cache Asset. Then, in the rig, Cache category, assign the cache to the slot. Click the Bake Cache button. The rig records the entire timeline. From that moment on, the physics is frozen. If you want to change something, turn off cache, edit and bake again. Beyond stability, there's the performance. It gives a slight speed boost in complex scenes with multiple cars. Now export. Let's say your pipeline doesn't end in Unreal. Maybe you're doing a final render in Houdini because you need a specific simulation, body deformation, explosions, shattering glass, I don't know. TrueWrite Rig supports 4 formats. FBX, the classic, with full geometry, keyframes and material slots. Alembic, standard for Houdini, Maya, Blender in the VFX pipeline. You also have a USD for Omniverse and modern pipelines, and you have also the USDZ. In the export category, you choose the format. Set the frame range, you have the entire animation single frame or custom range. Optionally override frames per second, specify the path and file name. You click Export Animation. The rig exports geometry with animation plus material slots. TrueWrite Rig preserves material slots, so when you throw the FBX into Blender or Houdini, you see the exact same slots that were in Unreal Engine. You just need to plug in the textures. And why cache before exporting? An important tip from experience. If you plan on exporting, do a cache first. Why? Because cache gives you exactly what you see in Unreal. If you export without a cache, there's a minimal risk that the physics will calculate slightly differently during export than during the preview. A cache eliminates this. There's a recommended workflow. Bake cache, confirm everything looks as it should, export animation, and you have in Houdini exactly what you saw in Unreal. No surprises. And that would be it for this series. You have everything you need to start working with the TrueWrite Rig, from import, through physics, moving parts and VFX, all the way to cache and export to external pipelines. If you want to stay up to date, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for being with me through this series. If you do something interesting with the TrueWrite Rig, drop in on Discord or tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. My name is Karol and see you next time.